Good morning, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Today I'm going to show you on how to access Mothusi version 3.1, the latest version of me mulaxprime. So this is the latest version. I'm going to show you how it works, how it performs each and every task for the students who do computer studies, who are in Form 4 and Form 5. So let's go. First of all, I'm going to show you how to access Mothusi, where to get it from. So basically, you see the links below on the description. And on the descriptions, you'll get a direct link where to download the zip, and then unpress the files. Then you do the rest. So today, let's aim to get what the file. So let's say I'm going to type Mothusi by mulaxprime. So it will pop two things up here. So we're going to click the second one, the GitHub one, the second one. So we click on it. So here basically this is my GitHub platform profile. Profile. So this is my overview. They call it overview. So when you scroll down, you'll see my pinned project. So the first one is Mothusi. So you click Mothusi. So before anything else, just you start the repo. Then you forget a note, because this is my own repo, so I can't forget right now. So I can't fork my own repo. So you can do it, because that will be not yours. You can do it right. So to download the latest version, you come here to this description here. You click here. So Mothusi zip will pop up here. So the download will come. So it will be like this. So here, and one more thing before anything else, you won't find this one here. This one, it will auto create when you have registered your name in Mothusi. So it's basically the stored data for Mothusi, so that can access your information and everything else on it. Maybe when you're taking quizzes and sort of things, we will talk about it later. So it is not the main thing for today. So we are going for env file. This one file is very, very important. So all you have to do is open this file. When you open this file, you'll find on the README. First, read the README. Read this thing. You read this thing. Open this thing. I think step 1, get free API from the console.com. So copy this link. Copy this thing. So you copy this thing. After copying this thing, so I skipped the step. I opened this thing. Then I replaced here with paste your API keys. So you see, then double click Mothusi to run. So let's go. So I done with README. So I'm going back to the browser. I'm opening a new tab. I'm pasting this thing. So basically here, I was already inside. So what you have to do is just sign in with your email, or just continue to your Google account. So basically, what I suggest you guys to do is always sign in into platforms using your Google account, because that thing is good, because you won't forget everything, main thing, passwords, because you stick to only one thing. Continue, always continue Google. Google, everything's sorted. So once your content continued, and you will be here, you'll be landed here. So basically, this is the dashboard. So don't get everywhere, just see this thing, create the API key. So after when you create the API key, then this is the verifying browser. Let's wait a little bit. So let's wait a little bit, or let's come here. Let's just come here, because it won't take time. So what is your name? The verified name, I mean the API key name you want to name. So let me name Amantle. My real name is Amantle Mpa. This is my real name. So Amantle Mpa. So I say here, I said that already, when it should expire. So I will say no expire, this thing will not expire. So I said submit. After submitting, then this is my API keys, and yes, these things only show once. And yes, please never ever share this thing with anyone. Don't ever share this thing with anyone, because that person can consume your bills. You're just using this thing, just using this key. So what you need to do, copy it. Make sure you really copy it, because if I say done, it is now off. So it is over here, so don't worry about the other ones. So let's go. We are going to insert this thing back to the Mothusi folder. So we come here, then you open this thing again. You open this thing again, then you come here to between these quotes, Control V. Your API key is there. Don't forget to save. Then you are done. So now you are running Mothusi. Just double tap it or right click, then open. So I have already opened it, so let's run it. So it will say welcome to Mothusi V3. Enter your code to begin or type new to end register. So let's say I'm new to Mothusi. So what you're going to say, new. We're going to say new. So it's basically saying what is your first name. So my first name is Amantle. And what is my first surname? So my surname is Kobololo. Welcome Amanda. Your student code is AMKG. 4 code, basically 4 digits. So here I have pasted here. Also you can see the code here. Full name, your profile is here. So basically Mothusi now is ready here. Dashboard should show you Mothusi is ready. So let's go. Maybe I want to ask what is RAM. So let's see how Mothusi answer these questions. What is the unique part of Mothusi? This is the part where Mothusi becomes unique, because Mothusi here will answer the questions using the syllabus. It is syllabus for computer studies. It's Botswana general BGCSE. Yes. So let's say what is RAM. So we are waiting for answer. Oh, sorry guys, I think we need to restart this thing again. Let's check the API keys. Make sure you check your API keys, because sometimes you think it will never be called. So let's open it once again. Let's open it once again. Sorry. Let's open it once again. Sorry about that thing. Sorry. We're gonna give it 2 minutes, 2 seconds to open this thing. So the PC is running, processor is very slow currently. Please just allow me just to wait for a few seconds, then it will run. Okay, so let's go. Do you guys still remember the code? Yeah, I still remember the code. It's MMG. This thing. So let's go. What is RAM?
RAM, or random access memory, is a type of computer memory that stores data temporarily while a computer is running. It loses data when the power is turned off. In summary, RAM is where your computer stores information it is currently using, so it can access it quickly. I hope you got that.
So basically, Mothusi, it has answered you in syllabus form. So basically, you will fill the brief description, what is RAM, then it gives you another thing, it's called summary. So after that, you can deal with a lot of things with Mothusi. Open calculator, open PowerPoint. If you want to do it, things related to PowerPoint,
opening PowerPoint,
you do hereby everything here. Sorry guys, Okay, if this is going to work, so let's wait for the PowerPoint to open up. Let's wait a little bit. Let me minimize it and do the other ones, and then let's say open. Wait, it will
Opening Microsoft Word.
then wait to it is opening too. It is opening the Microsoft Word, so the PowerPoint is always on. So again, guys, we are going to do something very special about Mothusi that I have installed on the very Mothusi. Okay, guys, give me a minute. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, so as I was saying, so here's the word is open up. Let's open up. So as I was saying that when you want to test me, there's something called test me. This feature, it allows you to interact with Mothusi using this question, computer studies questions. So what you're basically going to do is that Mothusi is going to help you by generating questions of computer studies, and you ask me, I answer them. Then Mothusi marks for me, and then submit the report. It does the question one by one, so it does not. I don't answer, then it marks. So basically one by one question each and every until. So basically, I did only 7 questions for startups. So let's go. What you have to do is just say test me. So the chat is
Question 1, worth 1 mark. Define analog data.
So what is analog data? So analog data is, let's say, is the set of units let's say maybe I don't know the answer. I'm just showing guys what we're to see.
A mantle. Analog data is continuous varying quantities that cannot be measured accurately. Hint, think about the difference between a continuous signal and a series of discrete values.
So it's giving me the hint. Think about the difference between continuous signals and the series of discrete values. So basically, entire analog data is the continuous quantity that cannot be measured accurately. So I need to type this thing, or you can do like this. Say I don't know. So I want to show you Mothusi what will happen to Mothusi.
Incorrect, a mantle. Analog data are continuous varying quantities that are represented by a continuum, rather than a set of distinct values, such as a temperature reading which can change smoothly.
Yeah, I know the answer.
No worries, a mantle. Let us move to the next question. You scored 0 for that one. Question 2, worth 2 marks. Explain 2 differences between analog and digital data. 2 marks.
So basically, difference between analog and digital. So let's do one thing. Let's say analog data cannot be measured accurately, while digital data can be measured accurately.
A mantle, don't worry if this isn't exactly what you wrote. Here's a hint. Think about the nature of analog data in relation to its varying quantities and digital data in relation to its discrete values. Focus on two main differences between the two types.
So let's do a thing. It makes us to focus on two different things. So let's say I don't know. Let's say I don't know again.
Incorrect. Data is divided into analog and digital data. Analog data consists of varying quantities, represented by sine wave, whereas digital data consists of discrete values using zeros and ones, represented by square wave. No worries, Amantal. Let us move to the next question. You scored 0 for that one. Question 3, worth 1 mark. What is the difference between analog and digital data?
Yeah, well, because ke ne ke romots. So basically a re bona re make a se ke re tshware ke potswe. Tare ba re ka se ke re tshware potswe gape.
Amantal, don't worry. Your understanding of the difference between analog and digital data is correct. Incorrect. The difference between analog and digital data is that analog data consists of continuous varying quantities and is represented by a sine wave, whereas digital data consists of discrete values using zeros and ones and is represented by a square wave. No worries, Amantal. Let us move to the next question. You scored 0 for that one. Question 4, worth 2 marks. Explain the difference between analog and digital data. 2 marks.
So again, it doesn't not allow me to copy and paste this answer because it knows that this answer Mothusi generated it. Okay, so I'm going to say explain the difference. So I'm saying analog consists of varying quantities represented by waves, while data consists of discrete using 0 and 1. So represented by square wave.
Amantal, your answer shows good understanding, but there's a small correction. Amantal, you correctly identified that analog data consists of varying quantities represented by a sine wave, and digital data consists of discrete values using zeros and ones, but you mentioned that digital data is represented by a square wave.
So we need to say, I don't basically, let me go again. I don't understand this thing. So let's say so I think my answer was about to say we should say sine wave, not square wave. So let's try again. Using this thing. Let's try again.
Incorrect. The student confused the waveforms. Digital data is represented by a square wave, not a sine wave. No worries, Amantal. Let us move to the next question. You scored 0 for that one. Question 5, worth 1 mark. What is the term for a program that translates assembly language into machine code?
So basically, it has some profile with maybe about the difference between analog and digital data. So how many questions have been asked about this question? Yes, let's go and get 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go to question 5. What is the term that a program that translates assembly language to machine codes? This, I think, it's a compiler.
Amantal, a correct term for a program that translates assembly language into machine code is actually an assembler, not a compiler. However, an assembler is a type of compiler, specifically one that works with low-level languages such as assembly.
You see, guys, if you don't know anything, just feel free to use this thing. Just feel free to use Mothusi. So basically, you see me getting all of the answers wrong because this thing, I deal with this thing about 7 months ago. So basically, right now, I'm going to another promotion. I mean another level. So let's read this thing. Let's read this hint. So what is actually waiting here is waiting for our answer. So what is the answer here? So the answer is assembler. Say assembler.
Correct. Well done. This is a correct definition of an assembler. Note, Amantal may be aware that assemblers translate assembly language to machine code, and not the other way around. The original question might be aiming at this detail, but given the context of the provided syllabus and usual interpretation of the question, assembler is indeed the correct answer.
So,
question 6, worth 2 marks. Name the 4 stages of the Systems Development Lifecycle, SDLC, that are used during the implementation and evaluation of a new system.
So name 4 stages SDLC. So first one is the observation. You can identify the problem. What I recall is identify the problem, then let's say testing, evaluation questionnaire.
Amantal. You have identified some stages, but there are inaccuracies in your answer. The stages used during implementation and evaluation of a new system are 1. Implementation 2. Testing 3. Evaluation. The stage called analysis and design are also a part of the SDLC, but they happen before implementation and evaluation stages. It seems you got a bit distracted and added extra words.
So let's see. I wrote them while it was speaking. So always note that when I enter good things and bad things on my answer, Mothusi does not mark them wrong. Instead, it is going to say what is wrong and what is right. So and then it's going to fix that in the correct order also know that thing. So let's submit our answer.
Correct. Well done. The student has correctly identified the stages of the Systems Development Lifecycle, SDLC, that are used during the implementation and evaluation of a new system. 1. Implementation, build the system, test for accuracy. 2. Testing, test with standard, extreme, and abnormal data. 3. Evaluation, review against objectives, identify improvements. Question 7, worth 1 mark. Define RAM in the context of computer hardware.
So guys, Mothusi again, it doesn't say well done, then moves to next question. It stops again, then it further goes more. It says what is in implementation, what is testing, what is evaluation, what are they used for, why are they in this alphabetical order. I mean in this order, not alphabetical order, in this order. Why implementation comes first. So it will help you guys know that things. So implementation build the system, and test for accuracy. So let's go move to next question, and this is the final question of our today's day. So what is it states like this: define RAM in context of computer hardware. So it loses data when the power is turned off. But I don't think it's good.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well done. That's correct because random access memory, RAM, is a type of volatile memory that retains data only when power is supplied to the computer. Test complete. Amantle, you scored 2 out of 10.
Yeah, waste of the night.
Good effort, Amantle. You scored 2 out of 10. Say test me again when you are ready. You got 4 questions wrong. Would you like me to go through them? Say yes or no.
So basically here, we are going to say yes because we want to review all the questions that I got wrong so that Mothusi can help me on them. So here, I'm going to listen to Mothusi. Mothusi is going to tell me the answers. Then, first is going to review the question, then the answer. So I'm going to say yes because I scored 2 out of 10. So I want to improve my results. So, yes.
The question was, define analog data. Amantle, analog data refers to continuous varying quantities that can take any value within a given range. Examples of analog data include temperature readings, sound waves, and light levels. These values are represented as a continuous flowing signal, often depicted as a sine wave, and can take on an infinite number of values within a given range. The question was, explain 2 differences between analog and digital data. 2 marks. Amantle, the correct answers are 1. Analog data consists of varying quantities, whereas digital data consists of discrete values using zeros and 1s asterisk. Analog data, such as temperature and sound waves, consists of continuously varying quantities. For example, a temperature reading could be 22.5 degrees Celsius, and it can be measured with infinite precision. On the other hand, digital data, such as binary code, zeros and ones, consists of discrete values that are represented by a finite number of possible values. 2. Analog data is represented by a sine wave, whereas digital data is represented by a square wave asterisk. Analog data is typically represented by a smooth, continuous curve called. The question was, what is the difference between analog and digital data? Amantle, the main difference between analog and digital data is that analog data consists of continuous varying quantities, whereas digital data consists of discrete values. Analog data is represented by a smooth curve, like a sine wave, and is typically measured on a continuous scale. Examples of analog data include temperature readings, sound waves, and images captured at different zoom levels. Digital data, on the other hand, is represented by a series of discrete steps or values, like a square wave. It is typically measured on a discrete scale, using zeros and ones to represent different values. Examples of digital data include numbers on a calculator, binary codes, and photographs captured at fixed resolution levels. In other words, analog data. The question was, explain the difference between analog and digital data. 2 marks. Analog data refers to continuous varying quantities that can take on infinite values. For example, temperature, sound waves, light intensity. These values can range from extremely high to extremely low, and they can be measured at any level in between. They are represented by a sine wave, which is a smooth continuous curve. On the other hand, digital data consists of discrete values that are represented by zeros and ones, using a binary number system. These values can only take on specific, exact values, and they are represented by a square wave, which is a series of distinct, flat lines. To put it in simple terms, analog data can change at any level, while digital data can only exist at very specific.
Okay guys, I hope you guys have we were listening to Mothusi. So Mothusi have finished reviewing the raw answers with me. So I was listening and I was taking notes. So I'm done. And one thing you should be aware of, if you read this thing, it says test complete. Let's back to chat and read. So this button, it is only disabled when you are on Mothusi. Mothusi, when it's asking you questions, you cannot go back once you are in a test form. You must complete it to go to the main chat. So let's say we are done, we are going back. The chat is always the same. So guys, I hope that is all I have to show you today. Thank you very much for looking at my project. This project is Mothusi. So thank you very much. So one day again, it can motivate you. It can motivate you.
You are capable of more than you know. Keep going.
So thank you very much. Thank you for everything. Hit that hit that like button, subscribe, and many more. And comment on how this journey was and why you guys think this could be improved. Thank you very much. Your support means a lot.